Daniel Ricciardo yelled this into radio after beating Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton to pole. Verstappen, 21, looked set to become the youngest driver to ever take pole after a stunning lap in Q3. But teammate Ricciardo had other ideas, putting in his best lap of the weekend to edge out the Dutchman by less than a tenth of a second. Ricciardo roared "Woo, ugh, yes!" into his team radio in extravagant fashion as team principal Christian Horner replied, "That was a very nice lap, nice job." He then told his Red Bull team "Thank you legends" before jumping out his car and punching the air. Needs 5 points to clinch a 5th world championship and he will start from 3rd on the grid. "I'm really happy with it. We had a difficult day yesterday and it was a big improvement today," he said. "Honestly, yesterday we were much further back. I wasn't expecting to be as far up the grid as we are. The team did a great job overnight, analyzing and moving forwards today. That's as good as I can get. I'm really happy for Daniel. He's done a great job, so congratulations to him. Being behind the Red Bull is no bad thing. 3rd place is a nice place to start. Naturally we'll be fighting to gain positions, but I'll be aware of the bulls ahead." But Verstappen was impressed, despite qualifying 2nd on the grid. The whole qualifying was "See," he told David Coulthard, who was interviewing him for Sky Sports. "We had the same problems, engine braking not like I want, just rear locking in the car. We tried to make the best of it. I thought it would be enough, but we're still 2nd. We'll see tomorrow." Related articles: Max Verstappen drops C-bomb on live TV after missing out on Mexican Grand Prix pole. Verstappen had shown the speed all weekend in Mexico and looked set to create history with a first career pole in the final qualifying session. The Dutchman put in an electrifying lap in the first part of the session with his rivals unable to find an answer. Sebastian Vettel, Lewis Hamilton, Kimi Räikkönen and Valtteri Bottas couldn't respond on the 2nd attempt. But Ricciardo was perfect as he went purple in the 2nd and 3rd sector before beating Verstappen's time by just 0.02. And Verstappen was clearly furious at missing out on becoming the youngest ever pole sitter in Formula One history. The whole qualifying was "See," Verstappen said. "Same problems from P2, engine braking not how I want to, just rear locking in the car." "We tried to make the best of it and I thought it was going to be enough with the problems we had, but it's still good to be 2nd. We'll see tomorrow. I'll drive around the problems." Asked if Red Bull can fix the problems they've experienced before tomorrow, Verstappen added, "I'm not sure, but I'll try." Amazingly, it's the first time Red Bull have locked out the front row of the grid since the 2013 US Grand Prix. It's been a frustrating year for Red Bull with a number of reliability issues causing them problems. Ricciardo has registered a DNF 7 times this year while Verstappen has retired in 4. Still, they have put themselves in the best position possible to win the race on Sunday. And Red Bull chief Christian Horner is hoping the two drivers can maintain their performance levels for the race. Max had the same car and same opportunity. "Daniel did the better job in Q3 and deserves the pole," he said. "It's been well executed today, we've just got to convert it tomorrow now." Related articles: Max Verstappen hailed for absolutely stunning moment at Mexican Grand Prix qualifying. That's the verdict from F1 pundit Martin Brundle, who couldn't believe what he had seen from the 21-year-old Red Bull driver. But just as it seemed Verstappen would take his first ever pole position, and become the youngest pole sitter ever, he was leapfrogged by Daniel Ricciardo in the final few seconds by a few hundredths of a second. It's the first time Ricciardo has taken a pole on a circuit other than Monaco, as he ensured an all Red Bull front row for Sunday's race. Ricciardo roared "Woo, yes," into his team radio as Christian Horner replied, "That was a very nice lap, nice job." But moments earlier Brundle had been praising his Dutch teammate. "He's done a stunning, absolutely stunning lap," Brundle said. "He hasn't got the speed on the straights as his main rivals have, but he's making up for it in the braking zones and the corners. That Red Bull is working a treat around here. He's already had victories and many podiums, but it's never quite worked out for the pole." But team principal Horner had a sense all was not over, hinting he wasn't sure Verstappen had it sewn up with 4 minutes of W3 left. "There's still a lot to do in this one. It's all down to this last set of tires and nailing the lap," he said. "This is down to the business end of it. We try and live each lap by comparing times on the two cars so we can follow exactly how they are going. We could tell it was a pretty decent lap, but the circuit is getting quicker and quicker. We will have to improve on that to keep him ahead. It's all down to the last set of tires now. I don't want to jinx it, I'm not saying anything."